open it up. I have to say, this palette is quite pretty. Should we swatch it first? Sure, why not? Let's do it. Good morning, everyone. At least for me, it's morning right now. I've been wanting to say something different in my intros and my outros for a while now, but it's tough because I actually mean what I say. I have a couple of new subscribers, so I just wanted to say thank you for joining us. My name is Nat, and how's everyone doing today? Thank you to all of you for joining me for another Get Ready With Me video. I recently got a few new products from Charlotte Tilbury back in May during some sale. I can't remember what sale it was, and I thought we'd test them out together. Then I thought I wanted to share with you guys everything that I own from Charlotte Tilbury and give you my thoughts. Some things I really like, and some things are just okay. So let's get started. The first thing I want to share with you all is the Magic Water Cream. I've already put this on my face, and I love it. The description is, it's super hydrating, lightweight, gel cream moisturizer, and it really is super lightweight. With my oily skin, it absorbs pretty quickly, and I actually prefer this to the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. That one, it's nice, maybe better for me in the wintertime because it's a little bit greasier than this one. But this one I can use all year round, and it's amazing. I got this one last year during another sale, and it came with a refill. So this is the refill because I've already used up the first one. So for foundation, I don't actually have the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, but I do have the Hollywood Flawless Filter, and this is in the shade 4.5 medium. I got a mini just to test out because honestly, for my skin type, it's a little bit too glowy, especially right now in the summertime. But I'm going to show you how we can make this work with just this and concealer. See, you can already see it's pretty shiny on me. Probably better in the winter time. And I'm just going to blend this out with a F01 from Singe Beauty. So it's summer break for my kids now. And as I mentioned before, my daughter just graduated elementary school. All of her events went well. She had a lot of fun. And then it was her birthday, actually. She turned 13. At the end of June, and she opted to have dinner at Marugame downtown, which is an udon restaurant. The first time that we tried that restaurant out was in Honolulu in Hawaii, and we used to travel to Hawaii almost every Christmas. My kids love Hawaii, I love Hawaii, my husband loves Hawaii, but I can't remember how long ago it was now, but a couple years ago, I think, Vancouver got their own location. And to be honest, the Honolulu location is slightly better, but we're still happy to have one here. See, you get a little bit of coverage. It is kind of shiny on me, but if you had drier skin or combo skin or dry skin, this would be really nice on. I'm obviously going to have to set this down with quite a bit of powder. But this is what it looks like on oily skin. I think I'm going to do things in not my usual order today because I got the Nudegasm face palette that I really want to test out. And since it's all powder, I need to do all my liquids and creams and powder it all down before I can test this out. For concealer, we're going to use the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, and this is in the shade 5 Medium. So when I got this, I think I went to Sephora for something else, a different concealer. I can't remember which one, but they didn't have my shade in stock. And I was really in the mood that day to buy something. So then I just picked this one up. I've used it a bunch of times, but since getting this one, I've found other concealers that I just prefer. This is a pretty good concealer, but like I said, I just found things that I feel like work better, and I can't exactly remember what it was about this concealer. I think it's that either it creased or maybe it felt dry. I can't remember. It's still good, just not my preference, my all-time favorite. And I'm just going to blend it out with an FO2 from Singe Beauty. So what was I saying? Right, my daughter's birthday. So after we had dinner, we just brought a couple of her friends along. So one friend from school, and then one of our family friends that's been a huge part of our lives. So after dinner, we went to do an escape room. My daughter loves escape rooms. I love escape rooms. And to date, our family is undefeated. We've successfully escaped every single room that we've tried. And we try them when we travel, like in Victoria, over on Vancouver Island, up in Whistler. So this room's theme was like a murder mansion. And we had to collect ghosts. It was really interactive and super fun. And this one had a bunch of jump scares. I forgot my nose. But for me, I think the best escape room that I've tried was in New Orleans, and I went with my longtime friend and work partner, Johnny. We went to New Orleans right before COVID happened, so we went in February of 2019. And this escape room was like so neat. It had like a phone number that you call, and they don't tell you where to go until the time that you booked, and then you roll up in like some random alley, and the place is like a front. It's like an antique, looks like an old accounting firm from like the 1920s or something. And anyway, that one was super cool. Most escape rooms I find are fun, but what I thought was weird for my daughter this year was she didn't want a cake. I just set my face off camera because I don't have a loose setting powder from Charlotte Tilbury, but I do have the Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder, and this is in the shade 2 Medium. And I'm just going to take a BK Beauty 102 big fluffy brush and kind of dust over everything. I don't think I actually have a solidified opinion on this powder yet. I don't know if I see a huge difference in the flawless finish compared to other powders that I have. But what do you guys think? Do any of you have this powder, and what are your thoughts? For eyes, we have the Eyes to Memorize Cream Shadows. And I have the Pillow Talk Dreams Luxury Palette Color-Coded Eyeshadows. This is what it looks like. This palette I've used a few times, and I like it, but for those of you who know me, I tend to prefer a bolder eye look, just in general. But this palette, it is a pretty one, and I do like the formula of this one. I haven't tried any of her other eyeshadow palettes, and I keep hearing lately that her formula is going downhill, so I don't have a report on that. And then these cream shadows, I've used maybe a couple of times, because my preference is powder eyeshadow. And I think even one of these shades, which one is it? The Oyster Pearl, I don't think I've even tried out, ever. But let's swatch these. See, yeah, this one, it's completely unused. This one is, what did I say? Oh, it's Oyster Pearl. Oh, and excuse my chip nail. I'm actually going to get my nails done right after this. Okay, yeah, so we have Oyster Pearl. And I do think it's pretty. I don't know why I haven't even tried this one out yet. Then we have Pillow Talk. Her iconic shade. And then Chocolate Bronze. See, powdered down, I think it looks pretty nice, right? But we'll have to see how long this lasts on me before my oils start peeking through. Let's watch this palette too. So the first shade is called Prime, but I never primed my eyes with a shimmer shade before. And then the next one is called Enhance. Number 3 is called Smoke. And number 4 is called Super Pop. Here are the shades of this quad. So because I always use powder shadows, today I think I'm actually going to showcase the cream eyeshadows. Or maybe a combo of both. We'll see what we come up with. So I'm going to start with the shade Pillow Talk, and let's try it with a reference number 32. Let's see, what is my plan here? I'm not sure. Let's just see what we come up with. So we just had Canada Day, and what did we do? Oh, we went to go see the new Brad Pitt movie, F1, and we watched it in 40x, which was super cool because it had the seats were moving, there was wind blowing. At one point there was even like a scent that came through. And I'm grateful that the scent was only during the time that they were in a meadow or something, so it was very like nature and floral smelling, instead of like adding scents to like the track, like the racetrack, because we all know burnt rubber doesn't really smell that great. And I've actually been to, well, it's not an F1 race, but way back when, in my early 20s, we used to actually have the Molson Indy come through Vancouver. And I actually went one year, and I had pit passes and everything, so I know what that smell is like, and it was nice to not have that during the movie. Before this dries down, I'm going to take a clean Shoto 04 and try and soften out these edges. Like, I do like this shade, and for those of you who like a one and done, I think these are a great idea. Like, they are a nice product. I just, I don't know why. For my taste, I always reach for like an eyeshadow palette, but it's nice to switch things up once in a while, right? And yeah, was it last year or a couple years ago? I can't remember now, but we did go out to watch Canada Day fireworks. But yeah, this year we just wanted to check out that movie. I can't remember if we did anything afterwards or not. But I know it was also Independence Day, July 4th. So for those of you that are American, let me know what you guys did. This is my first time using this brush with a cream product. I like it for laying it down, but I do think it needs the diffused tip of the Shoto 04 to blend out or soften out the edges. For my taste, anyway. Actually, this could be a really pretty one and done. I think I need to rethink these cream shadows. Now I think I want to deepen things up, so I'm going to go in with the shade Chocolate Bronze and a discontinued MAC 242. It's just a flat shader with synthetic bristles. So right now my husband has some major overtime. Like he's working 60 hours a week because today Amazon Prime, the Prime sale starts. And that's where he works. He works at Amazon during the night. Is this even showing up? Now I'm just gonna push it into the skin, and then I'm gonna blend it out with a Morphe M433. Again, just because it has synthetic bristles. Sometimes I find with cream products, synthetic bristles work better, but actually that Shoto 04 worked out pretty nicely, I think. At this point, I still don't know if I'm gonna go over top of this eye look with the eyeshadow palette, or if I should just save it for another video, another Charlotte Tilbury video, because there's a couple of products that are my favorite or that I really do enjoy using, but they're liquid and cream products, so I'm not gonna use those today because I wanted to test out that Nudegasm palette. So maybe I'll show you guys the eyeshadow quad along with those products. I can't remember exactly, but I think these do end up creasing on me. I don't feel like it was too bad though, but we'll see. Let's finally try out this Oyster Pearl shade. I'm gonna go in with a different discontinued MAC 242 flat shader brush. And let's see what this looks like if we just pop this in the inner corner. Oh, I thought it was gonna be lighter. Oh, it kind of is, I guess, in the light. Let's see what this looks like over here. This is quite a pretty champagne-y shade. Do any of you guys have these Eyes to Memorize pots? And what are your thoughts? Did that rhyme? It wasn't intentional. Now let's recreate this on the other eye. So this past weekend, we had a street fair in our kind of like one of our beach areas in Vancouver in Kitsilano, but the event was called Tatsilano. And my best friend, she makes handmade piñatas, and almost every time she does like a street fair, I take the day off from work and I help her out at her table. Shoot, I'm trying to remember what I did on this eye. But she's so talented. Her piñatas are incredible, amazing. Maybe my husband can pop up some examples over here. She's so creative. We've been best friends since grade 2, so we've been best friends for 38 years now. And here in the summer in Vancouver, we have quite a few street fairs or car-free days, so an entire section of a busy street or a busy area will be blocked off, so there's no vehicle traffic. And this one had quite a bit of security because I don't know if you guys are familiar, but how long ago was it now? I think it was back in, was it May? We had a street fair, like a Filipino street fair, and there was actually like some crazy accident that happened where some guy drove, like he snuck in. Okay, so when you have these street fairs, you get a certain amount of time to set up where you can bring your vehicle to drop the stuff off, and then the fair happens, and then you have to wait till the end and they give you the okay to bring your vehicle back to pick up all your stuff. So I guess during that time, somebody busted in, like he wasn't even a vendor, busted in and drove through the crowd. It was really, really sad. I actually know a couple people who got hurt. There were deaths. It was just really tragic. Anyway, so my point is this time there was like major security, cops walking around with like big rifles, which isn't common for us here in Vancouver. And then this time, the wait for us to get our vehicle back to where our spot was to pack up, the wait was so long. Because but I get it, they were trying to be extra careful so that the same thing doesn't happen again. I just realized I need to be careful. I'm so used to doing my eyes and then doing my concealer, but I've already done my concealer. So, I have to watch what I'm doing on these outside edges. So yeah, the street fair was a success. It's always fun. Both her and I are super social, super chatty. But yeah, her piñatas are amazing. If you want to check her out, she has her own website and she's on Instagram. It's La Gringa Piñatas. It's a little bit of a joke because she's half Hungarian, half Mexican. So to her, she is the the white girl making piñatas. But I think I'm quite happy with this eye look so far. What do you guys think? Let's not forget the oyster pearl in this inner corner area. I wish she was making piñatas like this when my kids were small, because she's so talented. Her piñatas are amazing, almost like too amazing that you don't really want to smash them. But when my kids were small, I always had to buy like a pre-made one from Party City or Michael's or wherever you get piñatas from, and they were just so generic and blah almost. But I think, was it a couple years, I convinced my husband to make a couple of piñatas, because my husband's also very creative. He likes to make things. Are they even? I feel like this side needs a little bit more. So this side seems to be a little bit more intense with the oyster pearl shade. So now some chocolate bronze on my lower lash line. But yeah, my friend, she doesn't just make piñatas for kids' birthdays. She makes them for bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, and then they get filled with other things, like not always candy. Let's put some oyster pearl up in the inner corner area. And then I'm going to take the Shoto 04 that blended out the Pillow Talk shade, and I think I'm just gonna see if this works. I don't necessarily want to add too much pigment of the Pillow Talk shade down here, but we do want to make everything cohesive. So let's let the eyes dry down a bit, and in the meantime, let's try out the Nudegasm face palette. Aw, that's pretty. I actually really like this packaging. Okay, what do we have? A super glow, a multi glow, a soft sculpt, and a super sculpt. So let's open it up. Oh, I have to say, this palette is quite pretty. Should we swatch it first? Sure, why not? Let's do it. So this one is the super glow. Hang on, let me put it down. This is the multi-glow. So you can see them side by side. This one is a super glow compared to the multi-glow. This one has just a little bit of sheen. This is almost like a, I wonder if you can use this as like a shimmering blush, kind of. Because that's actually a pretty shade. Then we have the soft sculpt. That's like a nice neutral brown. And then we have the super sculpt. Oh, that's cool. Let's try these out. But before we do, I just want to share with you guys, I have the Hollywood Contour Wand in the shade Medium Deep. And although I don't like this type of packaging, I really do like this shade. And I also have the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer, and this is in the shade 2 Medium. Let me show you guys. It's like a giant pan. I also really like this one. I'm going to start with the Soft Sculpt shade first, and I'm just going to go in with Nikki's N15. And I don't usually use just powder. You guys know I like my cream products, but today, because I wanted to see what this looks like on its own, we're going in with just powder. Oh, it is soft. It's kind of pretty, right? Here, let's get some up in my hairline. What do you guys think of this shade? It is soft, right? So what else is going on? I'm actually having a hard time deciding which palette I want to showcase next. Because I have a bunch. Like I think I have 5 waiting. And then there's actually 3 more palettes that I want to pick up as soon as ifeelbeautiful.ca has them for sale. They're more of the neutral palettes from indie brands. I think that shade's quite pretty. Okay, let's do some nose contour. I think I'm just gonna stick with the lighter shade on the nose. Yeah. I do want to test out the Super Contour. Is that what it's called? Super Sculpt, sorry. But maybe not on my bridge. For the Super Sculpt shade, I'm going to go in with a BK Beauty 103, just because it's a bigger, fluffier brush. So that'll make the pigment of the darker shade not so intense. It'll diffuse it out a little bit. Oh, that's pretty too. I'm quite happy with this so far. So my camera just fell, and I tried to set things up the same way, but if things look a little bit different, I apologize. Now on to blush. I have the Matte Beauty Blush Wand, and in the shade Pillow Talk. I really, really, really like this one. I like the shade, I like the matte finish. I just don't like the applicator. Like, it has the sponge tip, just like the contour wand, and you guys know I'm not a fan of this tip, but I love the product. And then I also have the Pillow Talk Cheek to Chic Swish and Glow Blusher. And I think I've talked about this blush already in another video, but I also really like this formula. But for testing out purposes, I kind of want to see what this multi-glow shade looks like as a blush. But usually I don't like a whole lot of shimmering products on my cheeks because then it enhances my texture. But let's give this a try. So I'm gonna go in with a BK Beauty 112. That's actually quite pretty. What do you guys think? Have any of you guys picked up this Nudegasm palette? Or maybe had it from before? I think it's is it a remake or brought it back into stock kind of situation? And now let's try out this Super Glow. I'm gonna go in with a BK Beauty 108. Let's see, just gentle. Because for those of you who know me, I don't usually wear a whole lot of highlighter. But maybe I should start. I think that's pretty. What do you guys think? And speaking of highlighters, I have the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in Goldgasm, and I actually really do like this one, but I've only used it a handful of times because, like I already said, highlighters isn't my go-to. I don't always wear a highlighter on my face, but this one is a really pretty one. And then I got a gift with purchase from the last purchase that I had. This is the Beauty Light Wand highlighter in, I think, Pillow Talk. Let's open it up and see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Same thing, it has the sponge applicator that I'm not a fan of. Let's see, let's swatch this. It's pretty. I'd definitely like to try this out sometime. I just did my eyeliner off camera because I don't have an eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury. And today I went with a liquid eyeliner. But for mascara, we have the Exaggerize Volume Mascara. And this one, you guys have seen, I think. I've used it a bunch, and I really, really, really like the way that it looks. But I couldn't tell if it was smudging on me or like flaking. So the reason why I did liquid eyeliner today, I figured I have an all cream eyeshadow look on, meaning I don't have any black shadow on my eyes because I usually set my eyeliner with black eyeshadow. So this way I can get a true test. So if I have anything coming down my face, it's 100% going to be this mascara. Because yes, update on the Hella Thick mascara. I love the way it looks on, but I think it smudges on me. And again, it's probably because of my eye shape. That's why most mascaras end up flaking and smudging on me, unless they're waterproof. Let me come in close to show you the eyes. Hi again, everyone. It's me from about 4 hours from now, and I wanted to do my first ever check-in. I just got my nails done. I get a gel polish manicure and a pedi every 2 to 3 weeks. But here, let's show you. Can you guys see? This is another one of the shifty shades. I don't know if the camera's picking it up though. Kind of goes from like a purpley to like a bronze color. And on my toes, I have one foot that's like a baby pink, and then the other foot is a deep, rich indigo. I don't know why, but every time I get a pedicure, I can't handle having the same color on both feet, but I have to have the same color on both hands. Anyway, why I'm here is because I wanted to show you guys that the face actually held up. Like I said, it's been about 4 hours, and I'm not as glowy as I thought I was going to be, but that is because I think the last time that I tried just the Hollywood Flawless filter with the concealer. I don't think I used a primer with it, and then I ended up being really shiny, really oily within like an hour. But this time I did use my oil sucker because it's summertime and that's what I keep using in the summertime. And I think it's held up pretty well with the powder on top. What do you guys think? I also wanted to correct myself. I might have lied earlier about why I didn't use the Eyes to Memorize very often. I thought it creased on me, but as you can see, I'm coming close. There's no creasing. Everything is held up really nicely. The mascara, I think I had a couple of flakes, but I just dusted them off before I started filming this little clip. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what my face looks like 4 hours after application. Okay, now back to the video. And lastly, I got a bunch of lip products to try out. But first, I just wanted to show you guys, I have 2 of the mini lip cheats. One in Pillow Talk and Iconic Nude. And then I have the, I think it's, what is it called? The Collagen Lip Bath, and this is the shade Pillow Talk. Love the shade. The formula on my lips, because my lips get dry really easily and really quickly, I find it to kind of make my lips peel, and it doesn't feel that nourishing for some reason. But I also have the Pillow Talk Big Lip Plumpgasm. This one I actually really like. The plumping sensation on it isn't spicy. It's one of like the more like cooling mint feelings. And for a lip plumper, this one actually feels really comfortable on the lips. And of course, I love the shade. I am a fan of the Pillow Talk shade, and I know everyone says that everything is Pillow Talk. Pillow Talk's been overdone, but I do actually like the shade. So first up, we have 2 of the Lip Cheat and Contour Duos. Let's open them up. I have them in the shade Fair and the shade Medium. So let's try out the fair shade first. So one side is Sculptor. I guess the darker side is the Sculptor, and then the lighter side is the filler. Okay, now the fill side. This is quite pretty. What do you guys think? And now let's try the shade Medium. So Sculpt first. And I like this formula. It's like your traditional lip liner, pencil liner. It's not overly creamy, but it does go on pretty easily. And now the fill side. I quite like this shade too. What do you guys think? And the last 2 new lip products that I got, one is the Big Lip Plumpgasm in Nudegasm, and the other one is the Kissing Lipstick formula that I've been wanting to try. I hear that it's very comfortable, and it is in the shade Nude Kate. So let's actually test this one out first. And you guys know when I'm testing out lip products, I like to keep the liners and the lip products separate so you can get a truer sense of what the color looks like on your lips. This is pretty comfortable. and pretty nude. This one probably needs a lip liner with it, right? And now let's test out the Nudegasm shade. Ooh, this one is quite a bit spicier, or I can't tell if it's more intense than the Pillow Talk shade in the same formula, because I just scrubbed my lips after each application. But in general, right now, it feels significantly more tingly than the other one. But I can still handle it though. What do you guys think? Nude and sheer, right up my alley, right? Shoot, I should have done setting spray before I did lips, because my preference is to have the setting spray done first before I put lip products on, but it's okay. So I have the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury, and it is in the mini, and I know this is a favorite for a lot of people, and while I do like it, more so in the winter time, I find that it doesn't compare for me to the One Size Until Dawn, because like I said, I get shiny really easily. So although this one may keep my makeup on, it doesn't really keep my oils at bay. But let's go ahead and use it anyway. And this one does have like a slight scent to it, so if scents bother you, then I don't recommend it. Although the scent is not overpowering at all, it's very, very subtle. In general, like with other brands, I find that there are certain products that work well with my skin type, that work well with my taste from Charlotte Tilbury, but I don't love every single product that I've tried out from the brand. But what I mean is there are some items that I absolutely love, and then there are some products that I'm like, oh, this is okay, this is nice. Like nothing that I've tried out from Charlotte Tilbury is terrible in my opinion. But what are your thoughts? How do you guys feel about Charlotte Tilbury? And that wraps up this video. Let me see if I have something different to say in my outro. I don't know, because I really, like I said, I really do mean it. I appreciate you all so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. I truly hope that all of you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.
Oh, ha, ha.